Hi, this is Alicia Parr, the CEO and founder of Performentor, and this is another Leader to Leader talk. Today, we're talking to Brandon Hoe. Brandon, maybe you'd like to tell us a little bit about your background and yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Brandon Hoe. I'm currently the Chief Growth Engineer at Elevating Cyber. It's a cybersecurity focused marketing agency. Prior to this, I was the first marketing leader at four different cybersecurity startups, all at very early stages. And before that, I ran my own marketing agency for a little over a decade, which is how I first got to know Alicia. I am a one-time engineer who went to the dark side, went back to get my MBA at Duke to do product marketing and product management. And I've done product marketing, product management, and all sorts of marketing roles since I left school in 2005.
Wow. Well, there's so much that you do, and that's probably just a 2-year period, in your life. So I'm kidding, of course, everybody. So I'm really looking forward to kind of hearing your insights because I see you as such a strategist, and your expertise is very, very broad, as we've heard, from the cybersecurity space to leadership to marketing and you name it, engineering, for that matter. So I wanted to talk a little bit about work that energizes versus work that drains us. What have you experienced through your work experience when it comes to that?
I think my entire life, at least over the last 15 years, has been focused on trying to do work that energizes me. And my pursuit of that is very intentional and sometimes a bit painful because it means following a path that may require a lot of risk taking, i.e., doing my own thing versus working for someone else and just taking a paycheck. But I think more than anything else, I don't know how I would necessarily define work that is energizing. But I think some of the common traits among the things that I've done that are make me feel energized and happy and excited about what I'm doing are the ability to do things the way I want to do them, or I think they should be done. What I like doing and what I like allowing other people to do when I have a team working for me is to provide them with a goal, a long-term goal for what they want to accomplish, and a vision of what that outcome looks like without necessarily telling them what to do. And I think the key thing, if you are a leader and you want to energize your team, one, of course, hiring correctly, of course, but two, once you've hired correctly, why would you want to limit or constrain the people that you've hired by giving them by micromanaging them or giving them specific instructions on what they need to do to accomplish the goals. I think work that energizes is work that I think allows people to bring them their full selves, their full arsenal of experiences and skills, as well as gives them the latitude to be able to explore the problem and solve it in a way that they can best do so,
Yeah,
and
I
that
mean,
likely no one else will replicate.
yeah. Oh, that's a good point there at the end. And one thing. Well, first of all, I relate to the whole "Why am I an entrepreneur?" It's to do work that
Right.
energizes and try to minimize the amount that drains. And the one other thing that I've seen, and I'm sure you've seen it too, is that just because one particular kind of task energizes me, or another task drains me, it doesn't mean that other people are going to have the same, I don't know, energy profile. I don't. What have you seen?
Precisely. No,
Hmm.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. There are a lot of things that pertain to running a business that I absolutely abhor and I find very, very painful. And I know a lot of other people who have no problems doing them, and in fact, they find it interesting. So I'm absolutely on board with that. Another thing I neglected to mention about work that energizes, I think, is especially when you have people who are naturally who want to learn and who are naturally curious, giving them something that kind of forces them to extend themselves a little bit to learn a new skill or to learn a new whatever it is, to pick up something new. I believe is something that's important towards the development of a team or people within your team. And it's I think it's a core component of work that energizes anyone. It's not just doing the rote stuff that that you already know and are accustomed to doing. It's the ability to form new neural or
Neural
synaptic
synapses.
connections, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and do more than just what people are accustomed to doing.
Yeah, yeah, that's such a more meaningful, the orientation, I think, to, yeah. And that's one thing that it's almost like you've been hearing me talk to my team, being energized and unleashed, and that's what we talk about, unleashing our people energy. It is not
Right.
a position of comfort. Of course, it's not a position of extreme stress either. It should be kind of in that, like, in between.
In a sweet zone, yeah. Yeah.
In the sweet zone. So, like, what ways have you applied this understanding of energizing work versus draining work when you've been in leadership roles?
I think just manifesting the practical side of those philosophies, and I will add on top of that that the as a leader, I think one of your main responsibilities, or any leader's main responsibilities, is to shield your team from stuff that they don't need to be concerned about, and to protect them from negative influences or sometimes even negative news that they don't need to worry about, and just develop and create an environment where they can operate in a way that feels safe, and that feels like the work that they do is actually meaningful and has an impact.
Oh, yeah, because you've been working in the high tech arena and in AI and cyber, and that area is getting a lot of attention in the media. Some good, some bad. Is that what you're seeing, or?
So in cybersecurity, I mean, I deal less so with AI. I'm very
Mhm,
interested in its application in the work that I do. I'm interested in how it will impact society at large. I'm
mhm,
certainly interested in how it impacts me directly, as well as how I prepare for my children in an era, in an era when the work that is commonplace today will not exist anymore, just because
mhm.
there's no need for it. So yeah, I mean, to some extent, I mean, those are some of the things that think about and focus on.
Well, that reminded me of something as a parent also. We're both parents.
Mhm.
So yeah, we want our teams to feel unleashed and
Yeah,
energized as much as possible. And we want that for our children, when they grow into adult. We hope that they experience energizing things, although we know
yeah.
that they'll experience other things as well. But so Brandon, if you imagine a future where there are, I guess, the proportion of people's work is energizing for them and
Hmm.
it goes up, and there's a reduction of the work that, I don't know, detracts from their energy or drains them. Even if it's just a 10% shift, what changes do you imagine seeing in the world of work as a result?
I think, and this goes back and touches upon the rapid acceleration of technology and its capabilities, in particular AI, as well as other fields, automation and the digital transformation. I believe that in the future, if we are smart about it, we have an opportunity to replace things that are somewhat mechanical, repetitive, and rote, and displace those things from what is expected of our employees and the talent that we bring into our organizations, so that they can focus on these higher order, more creative, more, forgive this phrase, but more generative stuff,
Yeah.
instead of just being stuck or mired in busy work.
Yeah,
And
no one
that's
likes
one
to
of the
feel
things that
trapped.
excites me about the future.
Yeah, yeah, that's exciting to me as well, because I know how much more effective I feel, because I
Yeah.
mean, don't we all want to make a positive impact in the world? And
Yeah,
and
but
if
when you're bogged down by minutiae or, again, those mechanical, repetitive tasks that you just have that just need to get done, then you really don't, you're displacing or taking away energy from these other things that, in the grand scheme of things are more important.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Brandon, thank you for sharing a wonderful vision for the future where more people are energized, whether that's through help with technology or other methods. I really appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
It's my absolute pleasure, Alicia. Thank you.